A little warm today. All right, so this is Corona. I have not worked on this horse before. She's brand new to me. I believe she's a barrel horse. Definitely a paint, as you can see. But really pretty horse. Seems like she's very sweet. I think she'll be nice and easy to adjust, but she is definitely a little watchy. Doesn't really know what I'm doing. Obviously doesn't know me yet because I've never worked on her. Oh. So I'm just grabbing some fly spray and then I'll get started on her. Just close the stall gate a little bit. There we go. All right. So some horses are super jumpy with the fly spray. So I just let her smell it and see what it is. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Okay, you're okay. You're okay. Easy. Good girl. You're okay. Good girl. Good girl. That's a good girl. All right, let's get her sprayed here. That way, if I spray her with the fly spray, that way she won't be sitting here stomping her feet a ton when I'm working on her. And you know, you don't want your horses stomping their feet, obviously, because it's gonna make them real sore, and we don't want that. Okay. Awesome. So just finished up working on roller, aka high roller, and now I'm gonna work on this paint mare. Her name is Corona, and right off the bat with her, I can see that her mid-back extensors are pretty tight. So I'll see if I can show you what I'm seeing here in regards to that. So if you look, when she's standing nice and square, let's see. If you look down her back, you can see this big valley right there, right? Going right down the middle of her back right here. You can see it in the wither. If I kind of hold the phone off to the side, you can see there's this indentation, this valley that goes right down the middle of her back, especially in the thoracics. You won't see that a whole lot in the lumbar just because of the, that's interesting, just because of the structure in the lumbar spine. But in the thoracics, you should not see that. So those mid-back muscles in the thoracics, they allow her to do this. So they allow her to pull her head up into extension, and then the lumbars allow her to drop her pelvis. The lumbars do this, they drop the pelvis down and forward so she can extend in the low back, and the extensors in the mid-back and the thoracics allow her to do this. So if I know that she's doing this, just when she's standing here nice and quiet, then most likely what's going on is that she's just out of shape in the abdominals, and so the abdominals are stretched and relaxed, and so her mid-back is super tight. So for most people, what they need to do is they need to exercise their horse and get them to really engage the core, so that when she's standing here, the core is holding a little more tonality, and that way it'll keep the back from doing this, and it'll prevent the back from getting sore up top. Hey Tinks, welcome back. Yeah, usually it does get worse as they age, just because, you know, as they age, they stop doing what they were doing as much, right? They get retired from performance, and now they're not using their bodies and exercising their muscles like they used to. And so it's kind of like a guy being a couch potato, right? Like this gets really big and really stretched out, the abdominals get super weak, and then the low back starts to do this, right? They start walking around like this. So that when that happens, you can imagine the strain on the low back and on the mid back. So that's really usually what happens, is they just lose tonality of the abdominals. Too much hate. Hello, good morning. Thank you for watching. Hi, Haley. Thank you so much. But these are not my horses. These are my clients' horses, but I appreciate that very much. Thank you guys for coming on in. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm not sure what that is. Whoever, shoot, I can't even read that. Anyway, whoever's above the A in the purple, I'm in Arizona. Namaste. Hey, Ankit, thank you for watching. Appreciate that. I'm sure I butchered the heck out of that name. Hey, good morning, Hillbilly. Appreciate you watching. Jay Crowley, interesting question there. Sport horse, yes, sir. Azul, what did you say, Azul? I think I missed your comment there. Let me see. Britain, hey, Azul. Thank you for watching from Great Britain. I appreciate you. What's the best horse you've had? Best horse, well, these aren't my horses, so I don't know if that's what you're referring to or not. Hillbilly, West Virginia. That makes sense. All right, let's go. Let's get working on Corona. All right, she's being super patient. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do with her, and it's especially important on new horses for me, is to start in a less invasive area. And for me, that is the pelvis. So I just do this nice, easy manual palpation, just checking the back, seeing if there's any tenderness or spasms in the back, especially in the paraspinals. And then I'm just gonna kind of rock her back and forth here, what we call the hula, right? So I'm just kind of make her, if you can imagine her with a hula hoop around her back, I'm just making her spin that hula hoop. Whoa, where are we going? She's a little camera shy. Come on, let's go over. Over. Good girl. Oh. No, just over, not forward. There we go. Can we see you now? Kind of. Little confused, but that's okay. She's new. She'll figure it out. All right, so we're gonna go back to the hula. And really, I'm just checking to see, is she willing to bring her butt towards me? Good girl. Is that comfortable for her? And you can see her head coming around. She's just kind of checking it out. She hasn't had this done before, so she's just kind of like, what the heck is going on here? That's a good girl. But you'll see as they figure it out, they'll start to relax and let you do what you need to do. And you know, the other thing to keep in mind is these guys are so used to having the vets out, you know, and the vets are poking them with needles and doing all kind of things to them that they don't like. Whoa. And so when someone else comes, they're like, oh, here we go again, right? They're just gonna be guarded because they don't know what's gonna happen. They only know about the experiences they've had before. So I have to kind of take my time, just get them, you know, really relaxed and just try to get them to trust me, build a little bit of rapport before I just jump in and start working on them. You know, a lot of times that's just kind of scratching their face, rubbing the muzzle. I really like to rub the eyes. I feel like this feels really good for them and really gets them to relax and trust you. Wise Weibo, they are not dangerous animals. They're dangerous if people don't know how to treat them, or if you know, horses are super energetic animals. So if you're a bad person, you know, you always hear like, you know, if my dog likes you, then I'll like you type of thing. Well, that's even more true with horses because they're prey animals, right? To them, everybody's a threat until they're not. So, you know, if you come in with threatening energy or you're scared or nervous around them, then they're going to be dangerous because they kind of go like, whoa, what the heck is this? And, you know, they become a little bit more unpredictable. But if you're calm and relaxed and you're not scared, you know, if you're a freaking good person in your heart of hearts, like they'll be fantastic. Like I can stand right here all day long. She won't do a thing, right? I can go stand right behind her butt like I just did with the fly spray. Totally fine. All right. Yeah, you can die from a horse kick, of course. Hello, Remy. Thank you for watching. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Appreciate it. Looks like we've got 214 viewers, but just 17 likes. Come on, guys. Hit that like button or double tap your screens for me, please. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to get started again on her pelvis. If you have any questions while I'm working, please let me know. Appreciate you guys coming in and watching the live. All right. So again, I'm going to check her in this lateral flexion movement of the pelvis. So I'm just gonna have her try to bring her, I'm gonna step her over a little bit because I think her big head is blocking you guys. Good girl. You step. Good girl. Good girl. There you go. There you go. All right. All right, so let's check this lateral flexion to the right. Good girl. So one thing that you might have noticed, whether I'm on her right side or her left side, she wants to keep turning her head to the right to look at me, right? Even when I was on this side and I was doing that lateral flexion to her left, she turned her head to the right to look at me. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, something in her neck to the left is going to be an issue because she's just not as comfortable going that direction. She's choosing to go to the right instead of to the left. Good morning, Demir. Thank you so much for posting in the comments. The algorithm and I very much appreciate you. Yeah, she is gorgeous. Who was your most difficult client horse? Oh man, I was working on a two-year-old quarter horse up in North Phoenix. And we were in the stall and she just wanted to run around the stall the entire time, just running around, running around. She would calm down, let me do something, and then run around and run around. And she finally seemed like she was calming down. I was able to get her neck done, got her legs done even. And then at the very end, when I went to do her TMJ, I'm gonna hit these extension pressure points. That's really good. When I went to stretch her TMJ out, I'm gonna lift her back up here. Whew, good girl. I was just stretching her jaw, and all of a sudden she reared up, bolted forward into me, kicked me in my hip, and she kicked me in my chest, like straight up, pow. So it was like pow on my chest, and then the foot came down and hit me right in the hip also. That was the end of that adjustment. And then, and the owner sent her off to a colt breaker for 60 days, and now she's a brand new horse. Awesome. Anything that Demir doesn't agree with is idiotic. I think we can probably safely say that. But people who make those comments like that, you know, I feel bad for them, honestly. Like I have a lot of sympathy and, oh, that's good, girl. I just have a lot of sympathy and compassion for people like Demir, because someone who's happy, someone who has a good life, someone who's successful would never in their wildest dreams come in and post a comment like that, right? Because they have an amazing life. Why would you do that? You know, you're only going to do that if you're confused or angry or full of hate or you're just miserable. So, you know, we love you, Demir. Hope you find happiness in your life, brother. But please feel free to continue to comment. I do not mind one bit. It's only if you know, if you're being inappropriate or super nasty or just continue to post some negative stuff, then I'll remove you. But I'd rather have a conversation with you. All right. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, Ching Farm. Absolutely, Melissa, for sure, for sure. Hey, Adam, thank you for watching from Essex. That's pretty cool. Appreciate you. I mean, I don't remember Mr. Ed Irwin because I mean, I might be old, but I'm not that old. But I definitely remember like watching Nickelodeon and then, you know, Nick at Night commercials for Mr. Ed for sure. Aging myself with that one. New Forest Ponies. What's a New Forest Pony? I'm gonna have to look that one up. Where are you located, Cindy? Elizabeth, probably. Super active on social media. I've got almost 1 million followers on TikTok and 88 or 90,000 here. I've got 200 and some thousand on Facebook. So my videos are definitely all over. And I do go to horse shows around the country. Texas. Well, if you, I do go to Texas. So if you'd like to get some people together and have me come out and adjust your horses, I'd be happy to do it. Just in Texas, you got to have veterinarian referrals. So That would be the only catch there, but usually the vets are perfectly fine writing the referrals. Best horse for a new rider? A safe one. I mean, breed-wise, I mean, it doesn't really matter. There's idiots in all breeds. There's amazing horses in all breeds. But, you know, I like horses around age 12, 13. I think that's when they finally start to settle and they become super nice and soft. You know, new riders definitely, you know, usually you want an older horse, more experienced horse, but not a performance horse, obviously. How about Nevada, Reno? Yeah, I would come to Reno, especially in the summertime. Holy smokes, get out of this heat for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we just got to get enough horses to make the trip, right? So if you can get some people together, you know, feel free to visit my website, and you can send me a contact form on my contact page, and we can set something up for sure. I also come out and I teach stretching clinics for horses. So if people want to get, you know, a group together and learn how to stretch your horses, I'm super happy to teach that as well. Oklahoma, hello. I always go to Oklahoma, especially Tulsa, Oklahoma City. Robert, I am in Phoenix, Arizona. Giraffes, man, I love the giraffes. They're so freaking cool. Just, in my opinion, the sweetest breed is the giraffe. Vero Beach, don't force me to come to Vero Beach, please. And I love, man, I'll tell you what, I felt so bad because I was living in Gulf Shores, Alabama. There's a huge polo ground in Fairhope, Alabama, and then in Silver Hill, Alabama, there's another couple polo fields there. And I always just had this, I don't know, this bad perception that polo people were snooty and rude and, you know, just uppity and not my kind of people. I know it's bad. It's a bad assumption to make. So one day I had my kids and they're super little and they were having a polo match. I'm like, hey, let's go check out the polo fields. And I was wearing my shirt and stuff. So I took them over to the polo fields just to check it out. And the people were so nice. I mean, I can't tell you how many were like, oh my gosh, your kids like to ride? Do they want to pet my horse? Do they want to sit on my horse? So, you know, they sat on a couple and got led around on the lead rope, and everybody was just like phenomenal. I felt so guilty for having that perception. But man, I love the polo folks and love setting up at polo grounds and taking care of those people and the horses. So if you actually wanted me to come out to Vero Beach, please shoot me a message on my website, or if you can send me a message here somehow, or but all my contact info is on my website, sporthorsechiropractic.com, and I'd be happy to talk to you about that for sure. Docks in New England, man, Rain, I'm not 100% sure about New England, to be honest. If you go to animalchiropractic.org, there's a database on that website, and you can search for your city and find someone near you that's certified. If you shoot me a message on Facebook, just DM me on Facebook. It's also Sport Horse Chiropractic. Just shoot me a message and let me know exactly where you're at, and then I can message my contacts and see if they know of anybody as well. So I'm happy to help you find someone. Robert, yes, I go to Wickenburg all the time. I'm in Morristown about every 8 weeks. Wickenburg just depends on you know, when enough horses are put together for me so I can make a trip up there. It's about 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours for me. Let's see. Double tap, yes, Cindy, thank you so much. Double tap, guys. We got 148 people and 36 likes. Oh my goodness. Tanks, what age is it appropriate? Any age. I mean, any age. I adjust newborn foals, weanlings, yearlings. It doesn't matter. I mean, the birth process, if you've ever seen a horse being born, it's super traumatic, especially if someone's behind the mare grabbing the baby's legs and trying to pull them out. It can be a very traumatic process. So, you know, as long as they're, you know, they have to be halter broke. That's the thing, right? If they're not halter broke, you know, you just can't do it because they won't stand still. Awesome. Thank you, Asul. Thanks for subscribing. Gypsy, thank you so much. Yeah, guys, keep hitting that like. Just double tap your screens for me. I would greatly appreciate that. All right, I'm gonna check her neck to the left. I already checked her around to the right. Just wanna see if she can come around and touch where I'm pushing, just like we did with Gypsy a little bit ago. That's good, that's good. Perfect, awesome. Again, she's a new mare for me, so she doesn't quite know. Elizabeth, thank you for subscribing. Man, I appreciate you guys. I thought she'd be a little bit more hesitant to the left because like I was saying a little bit ago, when I was working on her back end, just kind of checking her out, she was looking at me on, she was turning her head to the right to look at me no matter what side of her body I was on. So I figured, okay, she's really want to turn to the right, doesn't really want to turn to the left, but that was actually pretty good. Oh, you guys are awesome. How's her hooves looking? When's the last time you cleaned those out? Well, blank YouTube, this isn't my horse. I don't clean the horse's hooves. When people have me come out for their horses, they clean the hooves for me. But her feet actually look really, really nice. I'll check them here when I work on her legs. This is Corona, guys. This is Corona. Super quiet, super sweet mare. Man, I love horses like this. Thank you. I see those likes slowly coming up. I think we got 3 more since I asked. But if you're enjoying the content, guys, please just double tap your screen for me. That's not asking a whole lot. I would greatly appreciate that. All right, so let me check her pole. Actually, the first thing I want to do before I do that is I'm going to hit a pressure point on her sternum and get her to lift her back up. That's a good girl. So I'm going to turn her head a little bit so you guys can see this. But if you can watch right through here and watch her head drop. I'm not holding her head down or pulling it down. It's going to drop as I apply this pressure point. That's a good girl. So back comes up, head goes down. That's the position of flexion, right? She's doing this, just like that. So that's great. And I want to really check that because at the beginning I showed you where those mid-back paraspinal muscles are tight. And if they're sore or super tight, she's not going to lift the back up. She's not going to do this for me. Instead, she's going to kind of fight it like this and get super tight when I apply that pressure. Sometimes they'll even try to kick you when you do it. I'm a retired Coast Guard helicopter pilot actually, but I'm not a Navy SEAL. But I appreciate that. Take that as a big compliment. Melissa, how do I get enough leverage? So for me, I use a lot of movement. So up here, you don't need a whole lot because there's so much movement up in the pole and in the neck. You just have to make sure that you're adjusting at the right angle, and it's more about speed than it is about how much force you're putting into the neck. So I can be a big, huge 7-foot, 350-pound guy, but if I push slowly, I'm not going to get the adjustment. I have to be quick, right? I have to get that joint in the perfect position, be able to see through the plane of the joint, and be super, super quick. You want to try to take out as much excess joint motion as you can, so that when you apply that force, it's ready to release. You're not still working in the horse's normal range of motion, because as a chiropractor, we want to adjust into what's called the paraphysiological space, right? That's just past her normal range of motion. So if I'm just pushing within the normal range of motion, I'm not going to be able to do an adjustment. But when I get to her mid-back, when I'm doing her pelvis, all of those big, heavy areas, you really want to get them moving, get them rocking, get them to relax. And then when you're doing that, you're feeling for the end of that joint motion, and then boom, you just want to put that adjustment right in there when you get to the end of that joint motion. But using their bodies and getting what's called a muscle assist, right? Because if I'm rocking her, let's say how can I show you this one? Let's say I'm working on her pelvis, right? And I'm getting her to do this. As she goes all the way to the one side, the other muscles are engaging to pull her back, right? And now the other muscles are engaging to pull her back. So I'm trying to use her muscles to help me do that motion as I do the adjustment. So it's a muscle assist. You're using a lot of her body weight. You're trying to get her to rock and get her more, and do more of a dynamic adjustment than a static. She's hold still and then kind of a boom, quick adjustment without using her body weight to help you. Oh boy, Falco, please don't tell me you're adjusting your horses unless you're a chiropractor. Let's see. Thank you, Christine. Appreciate it. That's my favorite thing to do is teach. I'm actually going to be teaching a seminar in Colorado next month. I'm super excited about. Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. All right, so let's check her pull. I'm gonna bring her head up into extension, just like this. Good girl. And again, she's a new horse for me, so she's only letting me do this because she's trusting me a little bit. And that's because I started back there and worked my way up here. Imagine if I just jumped in here on a new horse and started messing with her head and neck. You know, she's not gonna stand here and let me do this. So 50 likes, thank you guys so much, appreciate that. All right, let's bring her head back up again. Oh, good girl. So what I'm feeling for here is I'm trying to move her head up into extension through its normal range, but I'm not trying to force it. I'm just trying to lift it. And if she starts to tighten up, then I loosen up my pressure a little bit, and then I allow her to relax, and then I'll keep going. So I just want to feel like, okay, at what point does she start guarding? Is she guarding, but she's past, you know, the point of acceptable movement, or is she guarding before she fully has her head up in the air? And if she is guarding, then I want to try to clear that out for her. But like I said, when I was working with Gypsy, a lot of the times when you're working with horses, I would say most of the time, if I'm trying to check her range of motion, right, and I'm doing this, and she starts to, there's a little release right there, and she starts to pull away from me, oftentimes with horses, that means that you need to check in the other direction. So if she's stiff or tight or sore in extension, or she's saying, no, 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 when I'm trying to check her in extension, like she, you know, horse no is like they're pulling their head back and trying to get away when you're checking their range of motion. To me, that's like a no. They're saying nope, 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 nope. So what I'll do is in the neck, for example, if I'm checking her in extension and she says no, then I'm going to come down here and check her into flexion. Oh, that was huge. Hope you guys could hear that. So that's a perfect example right there, right? She allowed me to bring that head down, almost like she's saying, that's what I need, right? Yes, yes, that's exactly what I need. Do that, do that, do that. Boom. And then I do the adjustment and get that huge release right there. But if I didn't do that and I just kept fighting with her to get that head in extension, not only am I going to piss her off, and she's probably going to, you know, start pawing, or she's going to pull back, or it's just going to be this big nasty tug of war the whole time. I'm going to do an adjustment in the wrong direction, right? So I'm probably going to be making something worse instead of just listening to her body language and going, okay, that's a no, that's a yes, boom, and getting that huge release up top. And that's just, you know, something I've learned after years of adjusting horses. It's like, you gotta get out of your ego. You can leave your ego in the truck, you know, leave your baggage in the truck, come out here and just listen to the horse. You do this little dance, figure out what the horse needs based on what they're telling you through their body language, and then just trust your intuition and go for it. Yeah, I was actually freaking bit yesterday on my, you can see the marks right there. My finger's kind of bruised on my knuckle. But I haven't like really ever been bit like super hard or ever been hurt. That one hurt. That one hurt, but that was my fault too. Thanks, Aaron. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I appreciate it. No, unfortunately not, Cindy. It's not my seminar. It's another doc seminar. I just help him teach. If you're not a chiropractor, or a vet, you're not allowed to attend. So. What were you instructor of, Christine? Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Am I ignoring you? Awesome. All right, guys. Appreciate you. All right, let's go and check her legs out. That was a huge release at that pull there. Again, guys, if you don't mind hitting that like button for me, and I would love to have you all as subscribers so you get notified of future lives and future videos. That would be awesome. That was quite the reaction there to pulling that left leg forward. So or pulling it out to the side. So we're gonna try that again. Oh, easy. Again, this is new for her. She's like, what the heck, right? And the horse's legs is their escape route, right? Without their legs, they can't escape. So on a new horse, sometimes they're just a little bit, ooh, good girl. They're a little bit concerned, a little nervous about you pulling the legs because that's their way out, right? Good girl. But if you just go nice and slow, take your time, kind of talk them through it like this, you know, keep your body language nice and relaxed. They'll usually let you do what you need to do. They'll figure out that you're trying to help them. Oh, that's a good girl. And she's never had this done again, right? So it's like, you just got to kind of look at it from their standpoint and just have a little bit of compassion. Just let them kind of pull away and reset if they need to. Give them a little bit of loving. Let them know they're doing a good job. Let them know you're not there to hurt them. That goes a long way with these guys. Come on. Good girl. Whoa. I can't wait to show you guys Apache when I'm done with her. Apache is a little Mustang. One of my favorite horses that I've ever worked on. He's just so freaking cool. Come on, girl. He's super cool, super quiet. And he's a Mustang, so he was a wild horse not too long ago. Oh, oh, oh. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. So I just want her to give me this leg so I can, that's a good girl. So I can get it out here and stretch it for her. That's a good girl. So just baby steps, right? Like nice and slow. Let her know it's gonna feel good. If she wants to pull it away and take it away, that's fine. I'm gonna let her take it away. And then we'll just come back and reset. Because I wanna let her know, and I want her to know that if she wants to get away, she can, right? If she wants to get away, I'm not gonna try to force her to stay here, right? Whoa. And that way, you know, over time, she's gonna get more comfortable with me taking her legs away like that. Good girl. Good girl. All right, and then I'm gonna check that other side. Oh, very cool. Equine Specialist Desert. My area is an equine specialist desert. I'm not sure what that means, Falco. Sorry. I can adjust you, Julie. Yep, I'm a human chiropractor as well. Let's see, Northern Ireland. Oh, super cool. Do you find that after you do your adjustments, the horse sleeps better? I know that's a strange question. Well, to be honest, I'm not around for that, and I don't think I've ever been told that because people just don't, you know, they don't obviously watch their horses sleep. But they definitely move better. A lot of times, as soon as I'm done adjusting them, they'll go to the bathroom, they'll start eating their food. So neurologically, it definitely does them a lot of good. And whenever you can get a horse into a parasympathetic state, which is their resting, digesting state, that's going to help them sleep as well. So I think if there was ever any type of study done on that, I think you would definitely find that them getting adjusted helps them sleep. It helps incredibly with people. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've adjusted a person for the first time and they come back and say how much better they sleep. It's pretty amazing. Depends on the patient, Beach Life. I would say by and large, you know, horses are probably better patients. But, you know, some horses can be pretty bad patients, so not all of them. All right, let's check this other leg. Good girl. All right, don't forget to double tap your screens for me, guys. If you're enjoying the live, I would greatly appreciate that. Anything to let the algorithm know that the viewers are enjoying the content. And if you are interested in subscribing, I would love to have you guys as subscribers as well. My goal by the end of the year is to get over 100,000. Right now, I think I'm at 88 or so. So you guys could definitely help me reach my goal. That would be amazing. Whoa. All right, let's see. Let's see. Good girl. There we go. Heard that little pop in the knee there. That's a good girl. So why is it so beneficial to have your horses adjusted? There's so many different reasons. I think a main benefit of it is just having your horse's joints taken through their full range of motion. Because whenever you move a joint, whenever you stretch a muscle, there's mechanoreceptors in the joint capsule that surrounds the joint of synovial joints, which most of the body is synovial joints. When you stretch that joint capsule, there's mechanoreceptors in there that send positional information to the brain. When you stretch a muscle, inside the muscle, there's something called a muscle spindle cell, which is in every muscle belly, every skeletal muscle belly. And when you stretch that muscle spindle cell, it sends a message to the brain saying, here I am, right? This is my place in space. And you can imagine if you have a performance horse and the brain is getting all this positional information, it's kind of like a calibration for their body, right? Now they can better control the movement of their limbs. They can place their feet more accurately. Their balance and coordination is much better. So just by having them adjusted and having their joints move through their range of motion, you're going to get a bump in performance, even if you don't get any big releases. It's just so beneficial to exercise them in this way. Let's see. Ehlers-Danlos, yeah. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Melissa. It's a tricky one. Ehlers-Danlos can be super mild or severe, just like most other conditions, and it's a syndrome. So it's like, you know, it's a diagnosis based on multiple symptoms, right? So you kind of have to treat the symptoms as they come up. But yeah, Ehlers-Danlos patients can be very difficult to adjust because they have so much range of motion that when you have them on your table and you're applying that pressure to get the joints to where they need to be to adjust, there's so much elasticity there that you almost feel like you're going to break the patient because you're moving them so far and so much farther than you would use someone without that syndrome. Just makes for a really interesting experience. It's almost like you're adjusting somebody that was a gymnast for 20 years. They're just super, super flexible and hypermobile. Can you explain your degree, horse anatomy and human anatomy? So I'm a human chiropractor, so that's a doctorate in human chiropractic. And then I also have my animal chiropractic certification, which you can get once you're a vet or once you're a human chiropractor. So anatomy, physiology, neurology, the whole thing. That's my background. Would you recommend? I am on TikTok, but I am kind of shying away from TikTok a little bit because TikTok as a creator is becoming more and more of a waste of time. They don't pay you very much at all. You know, their algorithm changes all the time, and your views can fluctuate from. I mean, some of my videos have over 33 million views, and then you know now some of my videos are 1,000. You know, it's like you never know what you're going to get. They're constantly changing, you know, their algorithm around. They don't pay you very much, and they're very restrictive. They say they're a free speech platform, but we all know that they're really not. Not that YouTube is a free speech platform either, but it's more fair from a creator standpoint, and it's more worthwhile. So most of my stuff's going to be coming over to YouTube now. Horses can get TMJ, absolutely. I see, thanks. Oh, no problem. Yeah, super crazy. Would you recommend equestrian massage? Yeah, I mean, equestrian massage is good. Most equestrian massage therapists struggle because there's just not enough business, and there's a lot of massage therapists, and nobody really sets themselves apart from one or the other. I'm sure if you put a lot of effort into it and we're dedicated to doing it and growing your business, you could probably do okay. But massage therapy is kind of like PEMF therapy. Like everybody has a box, everybody's doing massage. And you know, then you end up, because it's kind of commoditized like that, you end up competing on price, and everyone wants to be the low price leader and not make any money. So that's my honest opinion of it. Derby horse? No Derby horses. I've worked on babies of Derby horses, so horses that were bred to hopefully one day run in the Derby, and that was pretty amazing. Hello, Tiles. This is in Queen Creek, Arizona, AJ. Thanks, Gypsy. Horses don't have a spleen. Interesting. Do you recommend vitamins for the horse? Yes, there's a supplement company called 100X Equine, and they make one called Osteomax, which is phenomenal. Highly recommend that one. All right, so I'm gonna check her TMJ, get her TMJ nice and stretched out, and then we're gonna go over and work on Apache, my favorite little Mustang. Oh, oh. Her teeth look really nice. Looks like they've been taken care of. So this is a TMJ pressure point. Good girl. Whoa. So I just do this at the end because it gives them a really nice endorphin, dopamine release. They'll stand here for a while after I'm done doing this and lick their lips and take big deep breaths and all that parasympathetic stuff. Good girl. She's a little nervous with this, so I'm just gonna kind of take it easy with her. Good girl. Good girl. That's it. That's it. That's a good girl. All right. Perfect. Super, super sweet mare. I love that. Love when you can come to a barn and you get a few different horses like this to work on and you just have a really nice morning. She's awesome. All right, so, well, thank you, Dollar Store. Appreciate that. All righty, guys, we're gonna move over to Apache. Let me get out of here. Ugh, spraying myself in the face with fly spray. That's always nice. If you got any questions in the meantime while we're walking over there, happy to answer those. Ugh. There we go. Lock myself out there. All right. Let's move down to the big man, Mr. Apache. What's up, big guy? What's up, big guy? Let's see. There he is. Hey, buddy. Hey, big boy. Hey, big boy. What you doing? What you doing? Huh? What you doing, my man? Look at the kind eye on this guy. So freaking sweet. Hey, girl. Hello. He's such a good boy. Flies love him, though, so I am definitely going to spray him off before I get started. I know that's a fly spray. That's a fly spray. Hey, buddy. All right. There's just some horses that I really look forward to seeing. I don't get to work on Apache very often, just because this owner has a few horses and she you know, spends most of the chiropractic money on keeping her barrel horses in good shape, which is totally understandable. So I'm gonna go grab the bottle of fly spray, a big boy, and I'm gonna get to work on him in just a second. What happened to his arm? Let me see. What are we looking at there? Let me see. Let me get the halter on him, and then I'm gonna fly spray him. I'll turn him around, and then I'll take a look at his arm and see what you're referring to there. Guys, if you don't mind, again, just taking a second and double tapping your screen for me, I would greatly appreciate that. All right. Had to get a little water there. All right. He's so sweet. Poor guy. Flies just attack him and they get his eyes all goopy and drippy and everything. Oh. So I'm gonna get those flies off of him. I'm gonna pop the halter on him real fast. And then I'll get all those flies off his face. Poor guy. He's just the freaking sweetest. Ever since his first, sorry buddy. Ever since his first adjustment, he just has always stood here super quiet and just let me do whatever I wanted to do. And horses like that are really, really special. All right, so I'm gonna move him around so you guys can see this big boy. Come on, let's back up. Let me get that feed box out of the way. Oh, that's a good boy. Come on. Good boy. Oh, that's a good boy. All right, here's the man right there. Let's see. Xana, is that how you say her name? Xana? I'm in Arizona. I do, oops, sorry, buddy. I do travel out of state. It just depends which state, what the regulations are there, and if it's legal for me to do so, because the chiropractic laws for animals is a state-by-state thing. So sometimes the regulations can be a little bit tricky, but the vast majority of the time, if I don't have direct access to the animals, because a lot of times the states will stipulate that only veterinarians have direct access. So even if I'm an animal chiropractor with my certification and I have my license, I still don't have direct access. So I would just have to see what the laws in your state are in your state. There we go. That's a good boy. He's so sweet. Oh, I love this boy. Let's see. Why do flies? I don't know. I kind of think it must be something with the blood type, like with people, how mosquitoes love type O people, people with type O blood. There must be something with that, because certain horses just attract the flies way more than others. Hey, Marcy, thanks for watching from Florida. Appreciate it. Yeah, he is super, super sweet. His name is Apache, Asif. 206 viewers, only 73 likes. Come on, guys. Hit that button for me. Double tap your screens. 2 seconds. It takes less than 2 seconds. I would greatly appreciate it. Just show some love. Show some love for Apache by double tapping your screens, would you please? All right. So Apache is a Mustang. I don't know how long he's been out of the wild, to be honest. But if he didn't have a brand on him and you didn't know what a Mustang looked like, you would never guess that he was a Mustang. He is just the quietest, sweetest freaking guy. I'm gonna get those flies off of his eyeballs, because Apache's he's like my pet. I can't allow this. So I'm just gonna put some fly spray around his eyes, keep them dang flies off of there. You gotta leave this boy alone. I will not have that, my buddy. There we go. That's a good boy. All right. Thank you for all the questions and comments, guys. Cindy, to be honest, I do not know. I think it's like mosquito be gone or something like that. I'll double check. This is just an unmarked spray bottle, but I think that's what she uses here. Looks pretty tame. Yeah, he's super, super tame. Super tame, super sweet. Do you guys work on an animal? I mean, I work on lots of dogs. I've worked on goats and show pigs and show cattle. It can be different, but a lot of times the quadruped structure is pretty similar. So, if you can adjust one small animal, you can adjust the others. Like if you can adjust a dog, you can adjust a cat. If you can adjust a horse, you can adjust a cow. There's just some slight differences in anatomy, but overall it's very similar. Yeah, no, he's a Mustang. Can your horse do tricks? It's not my horse. Horse's name is Apache. I think I already answered that, Asif. Yeah, they could do that for sure. But unfortunately, he doesn't have the equipment to make that happen anymore. All right, so I'm gonna start on his hind end. Just see how his pelvis is moving, how his SI joints feel. So again, just like I was doing on Corona, if you were watching that adjustment, I'm just doing this nice, easy hula. So I'm just making him bring his pelvis towards me, and with my other hand, my top hand, I'm just feeling the spine and seeing how his back is moving. And if you can see his head, how it's so easily rocking back and forth like that, that's what I want to see. This is almost like sending the water forward in a bathtub and waiting for the water to come back. That's kind of what I'm thinking of. Oh, thank you, buddy. That's kind of what I'm thinking in my head is I'm shoving the water, watching the wave comes back, I shove it again. With him, I'm pulling, and you can just see that wavelength going all the way up through his head, and he'll stop sitting here and doing this, even though I'm pulling from right at his butt, where his tail meets his butt. So I want to see that go all the way up through him, and I don't want to see that wave stop anywhere along his back. And if it does, then I'm going to look at that area specifically and try to figure out what's going on there. Apache, I believe, is 15. I'll have to double check, but I think that's how old he is. Thank you, Tove. Appreciate that. I don't talk about my prices on here, unfortunately. You can find all that on my website, sporthorsechiropractic.com. Yeah, he's a sweetie pie. Love, love, love this horse. All right, let's turn this a little bit. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, just a little bit of a hula. Just get his pelvis to come back and forth, but I'm just pulling nice and easy, and I'm just kind of waiting for him to lean back into my hand, and I pull again. So I pull and let go, and I pull and let go. And I want to do these small amplitudes at first, but eventually I want to be doing some big amplitudes, like really pulling his butt over towards me. But you can see his head, right? Look at that head drop. He just stands there and his head just rocks back and forth. See that? See how his head just rocks back and forth? So if you watch his shoulders go to the right while his head goes to the left. And that's that wave that I'm looking at, going all the way up his spine, all the way to the tip of his muzzle, and just making sure that that motion is going all the way to the tip of his muzzle. And if it's not, you can really feel it getting stuck. All right, not a whole lot in the way of flexion pressure point movement there, but extension is really nice. So I'm going to check his SI joints and flexion. Yeah, he is super relaxed. Thank you, Elizabeth. Man, some people in here would make great moderators. I'm going to have to look into that. Thank you, Nicole. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, Steens. Yeah, guys, come on, tap that like button. We got 195 people in here and 82 likes. Come on, throw Apache a little bit of love. Hit that like button, double tap your screen. Please consider subscribing as well. He just likes to freaking play with my fingers here. Any tips for joints that don't want to stay in place? Usually if joints don't want to stay in place, especially if it's a rib, you would want to look more towards a thoracic spine issue, not actually a rib issue. And also it's the muscles that keep the joints in place. So if you're out of shape, you might want to consider starting an exercise routine to strengthen up your muscles. For that, I would look at strengthening my core. So maybe look into some Pilates or something like that. But usually if something keeps going out of place, it's the muscles that aren't keeping it in place. So I would look in that direction first. All right. So let's check his range of motion in his neck. See if he'll come around and touch my hand at his shoulder. Feel like I'm a magician. Watch me do my next magic trick. Boop. Perfect. That was excellent. That's a good boy. That was excellent. So I'm going to bring him around to his left. See if he'll come and touch over here as well. Come on, buddy. Boom. Ooh. Nice little release there also. Very good. Very good, buddy. Very good, buddy. Awesome. Thank you, Cindy. Color is gray is right. No, he's not a gray. Not at all. He's a buckskin. He's a dark buckskin. Thanks, Melissa. Utah, I do have a client in Utah. His name is Dan Parker. I've never gone there. He usually brings all of his horses down here in the fall. I'd love to go to Utah though, man. It's a beautiful place. If you can get some horses together there, I would love to come up. How many different modalities? I don't know. I don't consider them modalities. You know, I'm a chiropractor. I just do joint evaluation, soft tissue evaluation, and then I do adjustments if needed. Sometimes I'll do trigger points, but I don't have anything like a MagnaWave or laser or any type of modality like that. All right, bye-bye, Asif. All right, there we go. Sorry guys, if you're gonna spam, you're gonna get removed. I know it's probably a bad idea as a creator to remove people that are putting all these comments in there, but I think it's annoying to the rest of you that are actually engaged. So I'm going to do a little bit of an extension adjustment on this right side SI joint. Oh, that was really nice. I don't know if you guys could hear that one, but that was a nice audible release there. No ultrasound. Ultrasound is only for veterinarians. I'm not a vet. Trigger point therapy, I mean, I'll work on trigger points. I think to call it trigger point therapy is kind of a misnomer. I mean, you're just cross friction massaging and applying direct pressure to the trigger point. I don't know. It's not like somebody's just going to go around doing trigger point therapy, you know? So, but I guess I do include it in what I do, but you know, trigger point therapy is kind of like another thing people are charging for that they're not actually trained in. So it's kind of a annoyance, really. Hey, if you can get horses for me in Norway, I'm coming. I went to Dubai for 3 weeks, worked on close to 100 race horses and endurance horses. So if you have enough horses for me to come to Norway, I am there. Absolutely. Asif is out of here. I already, oh man, how is he back in here? All right, we're just gonna block this guy for 24 hours. I'm gonna put Asif in timeout. YouTube lets me put people in timeout for a certain duration of time, so he's gone for the day. No, it's not a dun or a donkey. This is a Mustang. There we go. All right. So that was a nice, really nice release in his right SI joint. I'm going to check the left side in flexion, because typically if you get a big adjustment on one side, you're going to get an adjustment on the other side, the opposite direction. So I'm just going to check this, see if he's willing to tolerate. Yeah, here we go. Oh, good. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Let's see how his flexion looks now. Look at that, boom, boom. Coming right up now. So if you were watching when I did his initial pelvic flexion pressure points, he really wasn't moving at all in flexion, but extension, he was dropping down nice and easily. But now hitting those flexion pressure points, he comes right up. So that's really what I want to see. Guys, can we get to 100 likes before I end this live? That would be great. Please double tap your screens for me. We only need 14 more to hit the goal. That would be amazing if you don't mind. You did. You were right. You were right, Beach Life. How old is your sweet horse? I think he's 15. He's not my horse though. He's the client's horse. Marcy, I'm actually going to start doing most of my content on YouTube. I'm going to look at him. He's just chilling. I'm going to take most of my stuff off of TikTok and start doing it on here. It's just YouTube is so much better for creators, and the interaction between people that are watching is way better as well. Yeah, Muhu or whatever, Nuhu, whatever. How the heck do you say that? Yeah, he's gonna get put in timeout too. Oh my God. Do you ever do any job shadowing? No, I don't. I used to, but you know, this is like 6 years plus animal certification of education to get to this point. And so, you know, it doesn't benefit me in any way to have people shadow me. In fact, it's bitten me in the butt when I used to do it, because people will then go out and they'll start pretending to be chiropractors, and they'll start working on horses without any training, and then they'll say I train them and all kinds of weird stuff. So, all right, naha or whatever. Have a good day. Yeah, so I don't shadow. I mean, if somebody wants to come shadow and pay a nice sum of money to do it, you know, I'd be more than happy to get paid to do it, but I'm not going to do that for free anymore. Just tired of people being dishonest about it. Not that you would be, Xana. I'm not saying that, but there's definitely been people who I trusted that have screwed me over, so I don't do that anymore. All right, let's check him an extension. Oh, that's a good boy. Okay, let me see. Oh, good boy. All right, look at this formerly wild horse letting me put his head on my shoulder. Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's so good. He's just a big pet. All right. 8 more, 9 more. Come on, guys. Just need 9 of you guys. Oh, 8 more. Double tap that screen for me. We can get there. Appreciate that so much. What kind of work does Apache do? They're trying to turn him into a barrel horse, I believe. Yeah, he did love that. He's like playing with my pocket. You good boy. Man. Some horses are just freaking. They just have that little special something about them. This is definitely one of them. Oh. Oh, you are definitely one of them, big guy. Right there. Good. Pull feels good. Let's see. That's a good boy. He just likes to be pet. He likes to be loved on. Probably just a super phenomenal kid's horse, husband safe horse type of situation with him. Let's see. Ooh, do you watch Family Guy? All right, dude. Be careful, man. Come on, don't do that to yourself. The fact that you're able to adjust him, and yeah, I mean, he's just super cool. All right. Sorry, my man. Goodbye. 4 more, guys. 5 more. Come on, we can do it. Double tap, double tap. I got 4 legs to do. Let's get just over 1 more like per leg. Oh, 4. There we go. Get me to 100, guys. That would be awesome. Oh. Oof. Oh, man. Oh. Come on, get your balance. Let me have it. There we go. That's a good boy. All right. Good. Come on, stand up, my man. Good boy. Good boy. Oh. Super nice range of motion on him. That's great. Let's check these legs in flexion. 2 more, guys. Come on, double tap for me, please. Takes 2 seconds to double tap. Tap, tap. Really helps us out as creators. Lets YouTube know that people are liking the content, and then they share it more. Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Super chill. That's a good boy. Guys, if you want to learn how to stretch your horses, check out the link in my description as well. You can see how much he's enjoying this. Ooh, there's a little release behind the knee. It's a great way to help them just feel more comfortable, perform better, helps you build a better bond with your horses. And it's something that you can do whether you're at your barn, whether you're at a show, at a competition. There we go. Oh, looks like we're at 99. 1 more, guys. You can do it. Double tap, double tap. How do we have less than 1 like per person in this live? I don't know. Isn't Apache worth the likes? Isn't he worth the double taps? I think he is. Show him some love. Give him some likes, guys. There we go. Oh, there we go. Nice little release in that shoulder there. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh. All right. All right, let's get this other leg. Woo. Let's get this other leg stretched out here. Awesome. Guys, are we still below 100 likes? Come on now. Double tap that screen. Goodness gracious. It's free to do. Helps us out. Show Apache some love. There we go. Oh, that was huge. Did you guys hear that one? There we go, 101. Thank you so much, everybody. That was painful. 104, thank you guys. If we can get 1 like per person, is that too much to ask? Come on, guys. If you're watching this live and you're enjoying the content, please double tap. James? Who's James? Man, I'm being called another man's name. I don't know. I think Xana needs to go in timeout. 102. I see 105. Yeah, that was a big release in that front fellow. Look at him just chilling out here. This dude is the best, I'm telling you. He is awesome. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Steen. 106. Thank you, guys, very much. Yes, Cindy. Yes, ma'am. My name is Mike, Xana. That's hilarious. Nancy, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Oh, Apache's getting a little bored. I better get to work. All right. Let me get his back legs done. I got to head to another barn in Phoenix, which is about 45 minutes or so from here after him. No worries, Anna. Appreciate you very much. Hello, MJ. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to turn right here. Oh, thanks, Marcy. Yeah, it's too bad. The only thing that I like about the TikTok lives is you can just sit there and tap, 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 and give as many likes as you want, but you only get 1 on YouTube. But, you know, if people are enjoying the content, they should go ahead and double tap. I think that's only fair. Endorphins. Oh, endorphins. Yeah, absolutely. He's just super chilled out right now. I think he's taking a little nappy. Oh, sweet. That's awesome, Melissa. See you, Tove. Let's make that happen in Norway, all right? Let's see. Woo. Really nice hip adjustment there. Beautiful. All right, you guys, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being in the live and hanging out with me all morning. It's been awesome. Thank you, Nicole. Appreciate that. Love the new subscribers. So thank you so much. Thank you, MJ. Really appreciate it. I hear you, Xana. It's awesome. It's the best thing. Yeah, so my TikTok is sport.horse.chiropractic. Thank you, Beach Life. Everything is sport.horse.chiropractic. My TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, everything. I shouldn't say everything because YouTube is not the same. It's just Sport Horse Chiropractic, all one word. South Africa, hello. Absolutely, my pleasure. I look forward to doing it some more. Melissa. Sweet. Well, have a good day, Tove. Safe work with the horses. Hello for the love of the horse. Thank you so much for that. All righty, guys. One last chance to hit that like button before I go. Thank you so much. Xana, it's kind of random. It just depends on when I'm working on horses without anybody here. If the owners are here, which they usually are, then I don't go live because then I just feel rude, and you know, people don't like it on the lives when I'm not interacting. So you know, I only go live when I don't have clients here. But you know, I try to do it at least a couple times a week if I can. Thanks, Christine. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. And guys, again, if you have your own horses and want to learn how to stretch them, just check that link in the description. That'll take you right to my website. And if we talked about getting horses together or me traveling out to you, again, sporthorsechiropractic.com, you can send me a contact form there and I will get back to you ASAP. All right, you guys have a good day. Thank you again. I appreciate you on the live, and I'll see you on the next one.